Whose pile is that? I think I know. Just shooting the shit with the bros. Come and join along. Don't forget to load your bong. It's Quality Piles. We can never be wrong.
Hello and welcome back to the cast. We got I'm going to say good, not great, but good one. Good one here today. Bev, what do we got?
Yeah, well, I figured we'd start off with this guy. So, some people might remember. I think we covered him on the pod a few weeks ago. Roman Baber. So he's kind of like an anti-lockdown, COVID. I don't know if he's a denier. I don't think he's a denier necessarily, but I think he's asking a lot of questions that aren't. PC Paul would he'd be blowing steam out of his ears if he heard what this guy was saying. But anyway, he's still an MP, although he's been kicked out of the Conservative Party. But of course, he's still an elected official,
An
so
MPP.
he's still able to.
MPP.
Or sorry, that's right, MPP.
Yeah.
So he's still able to enact, put forward policy, and still has a say in government. So he had a fun one here where he put an act together called "We Are All in This Together" Act. And it would cut the salaries of MPPs to $2,000 a month. And I think most MPPs make like 100. I want to say about 170 a year. I would assume most of them are pretty close to that. So anyway, he cut them down to $2,000 a month. So same what the Serb folks are getting, and of course,
24,000 ain't gonna do it for those boys, I don't think.
Oh yeah, he got shut down hard. Of course, nobody went for it. But anyway, it's funny. It's good to see. Even though like I don't necessarily agree with this dude, but no. I like people who are in there stirring the pot and who are causing trouble and pissing off all these government guys. So I mean, all the power to this guy. Say keep at it and keep screwing with him. But I don't know. That's basically what the gist of this story is.
Yeah, I was talking sort of about something like this a few casts ago, just to the point that it is funny to see Doug Ford and all these goofs get up there and give you the old, we're all in this together. We got a whole, and like literally, not only have they got paid exactly the same amount of money all year as they normally would, but they're also, even their job hasn't changed. Like they're not even working from home. They're still going in exactly like they wear a mask, like sometimes, obviously, because you see when they're not. But anyway, that's pretty much it, right? Like and it's hilarious that they're the ones telling everybody. There's some person just fucking losing everything at home watching the old CP24, and Doug Ford's telling them, "Oh, we're in this together, bud. Anyway, so you should go to Tim Hortons and get a breakfast sandwich or whatever." Oh fuck! Did you see him say that?
I saw him say that one. Like,
oh fuck! It was so funny.
Shout out to Timmy's, whoever switched to the real eggs.
Oh fuck! They fucking chirped him big time online too about that, because he's one hand he's telling you to support local businesses, and then two he's just like telling you to go to Timmy's for your breakfast, right? Which is pretty funny. People were like, "Oh, why are you talking about a local coffee shop, bud?" Like, so funny. Which is obviously not at all what he intended, but it's still funny as fuck.
I just think like something like that, because clearly he's expensing all those breakfasts and stuff, like their work breakfasts or whatever. Like I was talking to someone who works for a county, and they were saying all through this lockdown, anytime that they had to do any type of like food delivery in or anything, it's always local business. Like no, whatever, like you got to support everything that's around it. And little things like that, so easy to do. Like you're not even really changing an outcome. Like you're probably going to order from those places anyways, but you know what I mean? Like, why not support the local business? It's just such an easy little thing to do when you're toting that nonstop. And of course, somebody's going to find out about it. But I mean, he didn't even have to. He outed himself. Like, those Timmy sandwiches. Oh my God.
Yeah. A side note though, like I don't want to go way off course with this, but like how fucked up is it? What were they serving before if they're just now telling us giving us real eggs? That's fucking terrifying.
Oh my God.
With new improved actual egg. Like what was I eating before? A fucking yoga mat? Like, Jesus.
That's the disgusting sort of thing about like fast food. Like you see when they make those changes, and like I love McDonald's breakfast sandwiches, like because they use real eggs in them, not the other ones, but like the round egg, circle egg things, because it's real. And then you go to Timmy's and like I look at them and they're sticking it in the microwave. I'm like, nah, I don't.
Bro, it was octagonal. It was an octagonal egg piece that would show up on your fucking hexagonal fucking bun thing, whatever it is, the muffin thing. It's like it was a bunch of fucking geometric shapes for breakfast.
I've just never had anything at Tim's that, like in terms of food, that's like really all that good. I mean, like all the sandwiches of I don't know, pretty shit, and like the
Farmer's
chili is
Wrap,
kind of shit.
Farmer's Wrap is where it's at. Like that's the only good thing, because it's just you can't see what you're actually eating, so you don't get that visual unappealing thing. But it's just a breakfast sandwich and hash brown in tortilla covered in like spicy mayo. Like it's pretty. It looks nothing like that picture.
No,
that you
it
see
never
right
does.
there. But I mean, like, yeah, that's where it's at.
You ever see, okay, one last thing, and I swear to God we'll get back on track. You ever see the guy who did the pictures of, he took like the picture of the Big Mac and like the Whopper and all that shit, and then he went to each of them and got one just from his local one, and then took like the best quality picture of a DSLR he could of it, and he put it side by side, the advertisement and what you actually get, and they're all just fucking dick. It was so funny. Not even fucking close. Like they didn't even look like the same fucking food family. Like, I don't even know.
That reminds me of like one of those guys. He was showing how they stage food, like, and not even fast food necessarily, just like anything. And he was showing how they like use like super glue to like glue the food together, and he's got like glitter and or these different like chemicals and shit he puts on so they glisten more to like simulate butter and all that. And there's all this crap like lacquer and all the shit that he's putting on this food to make it look appealing. And he's like, I was like, oh, this is, it's, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I mean, from one perspective, you got to do it to make it look good, right? You can't pull a Big Mac out of the bag and unwrap it. And it doesn't look appealing. It just looks kind of fucking nasty, but
I don't know. I'm for it. Because all I'm thinking, I'm like, what's the alternative? You get those like 90s, like it's a 90s Chinese restaurant where it's the straight above overhead picture
taken by the guy who you're ordering from in front of you.
Exactly.
On his iPhone.
Is that the alternative? No, like, yeah, of course.
Oh, the 90s, it was on like a Kodak it was like a Kodak reusable camera.
You'll get these pictures developed back in 3 weeks.
Oh man, my wife used to work for this company, and it was owned by this Chinese couple who came over here like a couple years before they bought the company. And they made a bunch of money. They were like, the husband was like an executive at Kodak, and people like, because it was like it was a few years ago, like Kodak was basically not a factor anymore, right? Like it wasn't a brand people recognize. So they'd say Kodak and people would be like, what? And he's like, click, 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 click. It's so fucking funny. So every time you met someone, Kodak, click, 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 click. Fucking, oh my God. So one of those cameras for sure. That's what they were using to take the pictures. Yeah. Back to this clown. Sorry boys. I took us way the fuck off course there.
No, that's all right. I don't know how much more there is to cover with this dude.
Yeah, well, did this guy run for a different public office beforehand? I swear, I was reading it and it failed, and he became just an MPP. But like, I remember seeing him in the news a month ago when he put that open letter out there, and they're like, this guy put an open letter out, and he's kicked out of the party, or he's kicked out of parliament, or whatever they said, provincial parliament. But he's not. He's just kicked out of the caucus. Like he's kicked out of the Conservative Party or whatever. So he still gets his job. He still gets all his regular shit. And so now I got nothing to lose. I got whatever it is, 2 more years or 3 more years of collecting this salary. Gives a shit as long as I don't break the law. I can't lose my job. So
yeah. Better not break the law. He's a lawyer apparently.
Born and raised in the Soviet Union. He's communist, boys.
What you couldn't tell by the way the dude looks? Well, man, like, does it say that he ran somewhere else before? I swear he did.
No, it's a pretty lame.
This is for sure written by him. Let's get real. He definitely wrote this himself.
Yeah. Well, he'll get something out of it.
Did you know you can't do that actually? Like, you're not allowed to edit your own Wikipedia page technically.
I was reading a thing about Lauren Southern. I guess all these people are going on. She's like, so Lauren Southern's like she used to be like a conservative spokesperson type thing. I don't know. She was just like a YouTube, because she's like a hot blonde, right? So, it's an easy way to get views. Anyway, so she was editing her own Wikipedia page because people were changing shit and just making like all this shit up about her, right? Like all this false shit on her Wikipedia. So she was like, "Well, I'm gonna fix it." So she was going in there changing it, and then she got banned from Wikipedia or whatever, and then her page just ended up going to shit.
Okay, I guess? Question mark. Like, why couldn't you just do your own thing? Like Wikipedia, by definition, is just a bunch of fucking people. Like it's a wiki, right? Like, what is the long form of wiki? Or is wiki just the term, meaning like it's crowdsourced, like it's old school crowdsource? Anyone can write fucking anything, and then other people are supposed to fact check it.
Well, I guess that's the problem, is that you could write anything about yourself, theoretically, right? So I think it is a little bit.
But I mean,
someone has
like
to go
a
out there
bunch
and
of people are
research it, they
writing
gotta
some
source
crazy
it and stuff.
Yeah, but
if your source is the fact that you are you, right? Like, I don't know, doesn't have as much credibility. But yeah, Wikipedia obviously fucking, for anyone young listening to this podcast, don't fucking cite Wikipedia for any of your papers, all right?
Oh no, man, that's
actual source.
I don't know. It's talking to some people who were TAs a couple of years ago, and that's the new thing. You don't cite. It's a rookie move, okay? You don't cite the Wikipedia page. You cite the citations in the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cite the actual source. Don't cite the wiki. I didn't say don't use it. I said just don't cite the Wikipedia.
Okay.
That's a heat score move right there.
Yeah.
You just change it to whatever you wrote your paper about.
Yeah. Oh man.
So while we're on the Ontario politics, this would be kind of a funny one. This just showed up the other day. So Doug Ford, I guess he was responding to NDP leader Andrea Horwath, and she's just like, she's got nothing to say. She's just always bitching and complaining, and she's always trying to hold the government to account, but she doesn't have any ideas. She's totally useless. But anyway, so he stood up and he just got, like, he was obviously frustrated. And he just said, he's like, listening to you is like nails on a chalkboard. And people just freaked out, it's misogynist and all this. But
I don't understand how that's misogynistic.
No.
I don't understand.
It's not. And everybody, and most people accept that it's not. It's just all these like NDPers who are, bleeding hearts and like little, screwed up in the head. They're trying to.
Did you guys watch the clip? Like, so she was calling him out on like not giving enough support to hospitals, and that's what you need. And then all he said, he's like, "We've tried many times to fix this problem. Come with us with solutions, not just complaints right now. Like, all you do is complain all day long. Come with us with a solution. If you have a better solution, come with us with that." Perfect. All right, listening to you, nails on a chalkboard. I don't get how that's misogynistic. It must be a term from before our time that meant something way different. I don't get it. Like, that's just a horrible sound. And I hear you complaining all this time is horrible. Like, I don't know. Well, now Wikipedia, our old friend.
There you go.
There we go. Check those sources, boys.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was literally just actually nails on a chalkboard. I don't think there's more to it.
Yeah.
I think of course the internet decided to, because it was a man saying it to a woman and a man that's not liked by many. It's misogynist, right? It's like if he was saying it to a black person, it's racist. Like, it's just whatever the easy fucking low hanging fruit is what they're taking, right? Like, because I don't think so. I saw women commenting on a lot of the posts saying, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's what kills me, is the people they think they're appealing to are also the ones that are like, no, like, this is total bullshit. It's like, I don't know.
Like, that green wave or whatever that came around in 2015, 16, 14, whenever, when like NDP won all these seats, and then the next election, or maybe it was that election that they lost all their seats to the Liberals or whatever. Shocked me how many NDP people they actually got in there compared to everyone else. Like, everyone was just looking for something different than Harper. You know what I mean? And
no, if we had him back.
Yeah.
The thing with the NDP, every time they get a chance, they blow it. Every single time. Like, they just, I don't know, they just cannot execute at all. And they can't even run their own party. I mean, like, wasn't the big story not too long ago was them having to sell their the Jack Layton building because they don't have any money.
It's too bad, honestly. Jack Layton was was the one redeeming quality of them for a while. Like, they've really been just kind of lost without a compass since then, it feels like. I don't know.
And I think Trudeau's, he's taken over their demographic too, because he's like, the Liberal Party I think has shifted way to the left.
Yeah. And
so they're kind of scooping up all those people who are like a little more left leaning and like a little more on that government, pro-government type path. So they're scooping them up, and then I don't know, and then the NDP's just left with all the whack jobs.
Yeah. Like Jagmeet. Yeah, give everyone their CERB they don't deserve.
Yeah.
Come on, Trudeau. Fucking idiot.
It wasn't clear. It wasn't clear to know that they didn't qualify for it. Like, of course it was clear. Of course it was clear. Like, how can you think you're going to get that much in payouts if you made less than $5,000 last year. How do you
Exactly.
think that that's okay?
Yeah.
Like, of course it's not okay.
Yeah,
Of course
if
it's
you
not okay.
if you crash your car and your car is worth $5,000, the insurance company is not going to give you $12,000. So, like, just look at it that way. If you lost your income and your income was $5,000,
Yeah.
you know, like, or less, whatever, right? Like, fuck, this is common sense, man. Come on.
But
How
I
many
mean,
people? Maybe there's a very, very small amount of really simple folks out there who honestly didn't get it, but
Yeah.
I think the large majority of people were fucking around, right? Like, I think it's been pretty much proven at this point.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, one more NDP little thing. I don't know how they are going to win, like with the strategies that they have right now, because like the products that they're trying to fund, who knows where that money's going to come from. But I mean, I guess Trudeau doesn't give a shit where the money comes from anyway. It's just print a bunch, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it.
He'll get the fuck out of there
Eventually.
before the other shoe drops.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, like, look at Alberta, like famous for like no provincial sales tax, years. You know, oil crash. Everyone's NDP comes out there like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch better EI benefits. We're going to give you more money. We're going to open up all these programs. Like, hell yeah, great. Bam, 5% provincial sales tax. And if you think that it's ever going away, you're out of your fucking mind. There's
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
chance. It's
Yeah, the
there.
5%'s going away. It's going to 6 or 7.
Oh man. But yeah, man, people are funny. People are, I don't know. You always change how you vote as you get older and everything like that. Like I remember voting liberal when I was younger, because all I wanted to do is work for the feds. I'm like, seems like the best job ever. I work here and I can't get fired, and I'm going to get a pay raise every year. I'm going to get a full retirement. I'm going to get a raise in retirement every single year. Yeah, seems like the best fucking job ever. And then you realize after doing some type of work with a government agency how painful it is. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Not a chance. Absolutely never.
Yeah.
I took the
ambition.
I took the old rainbow journey as well, like being young, voting liberal when I was young, you know, and then NDP for a while there, and then conservative as of late, and then, you know, who knows where I'll go from here if they keep fucking around, but we'll see.
See what happens. Who knows? What else? Do we have anything else here in Canada, Bev? I think
that's it. That's about everything that's happened in the last like 2 weeks here across the country, pretty much.
Oh, we opened
Not
shit
a whole
up,
lot of
right?
excitement.
Ontario, we got
that's
like
true,
malls
yeah.
and shit are open again as of Tuesday, so that was kind of all right.
Yeah.
Just nice to go to fucking Home Depot when I needed something and not have to fucking wait online for shit.
Exactly, yeah. Like it was nice to like walk into, like I was at Canadian Tire the other day. It was nice to just go in there and be able to like look at all the shit that I wanted. Like just be able to look at it, right? And then before you bought it, and like, oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I haven't been myself shopping. I actually just ordered a bunch of liquor online today. I don't really like going around and, you know, you walk around the wines selection and you're just like, I'm just going to pick out a bunch of random bottles. Never seen this. Bust out the old Vivino app if you guys haven't used it.
Yeah.
It is a sweet app. Like you can scan it and it gives you like real reviews from other people, because like, I don't know, I go in the vintage section all the time. I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. Like, why is this one, you know, $20 and this one here is $60? I have no idea. No freaking idea. And I highly doubt that the person working the cash register knows either. Hey, maybe they do. But yeah, Vivino helped me out a ton. It's usually pretty good. Sometimes it can get you wrong with like the wrong years or stuff like that. But man, you don't have to spend that much to get a good bottle of wine.
That's true. Yeah. No, that's been a great app. I use it all the time.
Especially in Canada, right? Like, people don't realize how lucky we have it with the local wines we have around here that we can get dirt cheap because they're made around here too. Like, it's
relatively speaking, dirt cheap, man. Like when we were in Portugal at ridiculously cheap. Yeah, you know, like relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like relative to quality, right? Because the VQA wines, like most of them, like, well, it depends, of course, but most generally speaking, like a lot of them are actually pretty good. I don't usually buy them. Like I like to buy French wine, but Just to throw it out there, boys. But honestly, I've got a bottle of
Monsieur.
VQA right here. Actually, it's that's been really good. And it's like a mid-range one. It's like $30 a bottle. It was really impressed with it.
Hell yeah.
$30 must have been a good week for old Bev. Big spender.
Well,
Week for old Bev.
Well, yeah. You guys want to do a quick little revisit to our old friend Crypto Star real quick?
I think we owe this to our fellow
the crypto deity for sure.
Yeah,
cryptomaniacs.
I know we were talking a lot of shit.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just a reminder to anyone listening: do not listen to us about anything when it comes to investing in shit.
Yeah, 100% not. Definitely. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. We may or may not. Yeah, we may or may not own shares in whatever we talk about. And yeah, this is all just for entertainment basis.
And let's get real. You've heard us talk, okay? Do you think we should be listening to us about anything other than just for a laugh?
Yeah. Oh man. So, anyways, when we were talking shit about old Crypto Star a month ago, he was trading about 5 cents.
It was like December, I think, right? Yeah.
Oh
I think
man,
it was back in December.
It was early on. It was like podcast 4, and we're on like
It
16
might have been even
now.
earlier than that.
my
Well,
God.
no, it's probably
Man.
like early December. Yeah.
time flies. But anyways, like we flipped it when it did its first pump. It was great. Didn't think of it anymore because it's a service company that doesn't have a facility yet. Like it's all on good vibes, like eventually it's going to happen. And then our old friend, the Crypto Whisperer, was talking a big game about this, thinking it's time to jump back in. And, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. And it's fucking 36 cents right now.
Well, I was going to. The thing is, because at the time it was floating around like 13 cents. I'm like, if this thing dips back to like 10 cents, I think it was like somewhere around it was around this area here, or maybe it's like 11 cents, but somewhere right around here. I was like, if this thing dips back into 10, like back into this range, like I consider it again, because I was thinking, this thing could maybe go like if Bitcoin pops, and which it did, so it's up to like 57,000 now basically. But at the time I was like, if this thing like gets close to 50K, this one will probably move. But this thing exploded when Bitcoin started running, so it was a huge run up, and I still don't understand why necessarily. Like, because I think they have 2 facilities. I don't think they're actually doing. I think they're still setting them up though. I don't think they actually have anything operating yet. And even if they did, like, I don't know why you'd want to get CryptoStar when DMGI has a better, cheaper operation. They have their own like huge transformer as well.
Like 84% pump on Friday alone, and then another 100 and some odd pump the day before that. Doesn't make any sense. All I think is it's a ton of retail investors with a ton of time on their hands, just saying they're like, oh, I want to get into Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin's $56,000. I can't get into that. Let's get into some Bitcoin companies. Oh, this one here is 10 cents. Hell yeah, I'm going to get into it. It's like getting into Bitcoin when it was 10 cents. It's going up to $50,000.
I think you're probably right on this one, because I don't think there's any institutional interest in it, but there's a lot of retail interest, and I think the people the people are really running the stock price in a lot of ways is the CEO and the CFO, because they have a shit ton of shares, like just stupid amount, and then they what they do is they'll sell a big chunk of shares, and then they'll use the proceeds to go in on a new private placement, and then when they go in on that placement, they get their common shares, basically get their shares back, the ones that they sold, and then they get an equal amount of warrants, so they can go and buy even more shares later on at a more favorable price. So like right now, I think the latest round of warrants were issued at 15 cents, if I remember right. Man. So right there, that's a 2-bagger, right? Or it's 2-bagger right there. Like it's, and I don't know if there's a vesting period on them or anything. I assume there is, but either way, as of right now, that's a 2-bagger. So those guys are killing it right now, big time. And I think they have like full control. Like they could pretty much manage the float, like the shares that are available for trading themselves, pretty much.
Yeah, that's.
Are they 70 million of that 76 million cap? Is that what you're saying? How many shares are we talking here?
They're a big chunk of it for sure. I bet you. I don't know. I'd have to double check what the insider holdings are, but maybe I could do that on the side here. But it's a big chunk.
Man, well, yeah, it just doesn't. Doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, a lot of these things don't make a lot of sense to me. Like the GameStop thing, whatever, people doing a lot of crazy stuff. Who knows where they're talking and pumping this crypto star, whatever. But hey, let it ride. You know, nothing
Hey
to
man,
lose.
I made my money on my Doge, a little 48-hour 40% pump, just as a test to see what it's all about.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's it feel? You know, dipping your toe into
Just,
this.
it was the edge of my pinky toe, but it was interesting. I just want to see. I want to see how that all worked and shit, really, before going nuts on it. But yeah, there's that's the thing. That's crypto, baby. Right? Like
crypto,
that's
baby.
It's just there's always some retarded coin going up like every week now though. Like there's all these groups I've been like looking around on Twitter. And there's all these groups that people are organizing. No, join our Discord, bud. And they get like 30,000 people, 50,000 people in some of these. So it's enough that if you can actually coordinate to do something, in a timely manner, that you can get these little artificial pumps and that. So.
But this is what 2017 / early 18 was like. It was just the Wild West of pump and dump these crypto things, and it's totally, I guess, fine because no one knew what crypto was. Like it's all unregulated. Like it's all just this black hole of information. And so it was just pump and dumps all the time. Like, hey, I'm going to put this little shit coin up there. And then eventually, it's going to pump to whatever. You're going to cash out and then it crashes and it goes away. Like that's over and over again. It's
quality piles coin. Let's do it, boys.
But yeah, man, I guess it's like the OTC stock market. Like it's just a bunch of, it's the wild fucking West. You could do whatever.
Oh yeah. Like the Canadian exchange, the Canadian exchanges are known for that. Like in Australia, like they were talking about, because Australia is similar to Canada, where there's a lot of like mining resources, tons of early stage miners or small miners, and of course a lot of Canadian companies will list on the Australian stock exchange to try and raise money. So they were doing like a webinar about it. It was like some people from the actual exchange and some like industry analysts and stuff like that. And they literally said the Canadian capital market space is the literal Wild West. Like they have all the rules are in place, but they're not enforced anywhere. Like you can get in there and do whatever you want. And you see it on pretty reputable companies that are being backed by institutions. Like recently, one a bunch of us are in is this Antibi Therapeutics. These guys, there's all the market maker for this company is doing all kinds of weird shit. Like if you go back a little while, like the stock price ran up, and at the time it ran up to 80. It was 80 cents before they did a consolidation. But anyway, they ran the stock price way up, and then they shorted it down, and then released did a news release that was raising money at like half the all-time high. So it was obviously like so greasy, and like and I guess it was legal enough that they could get away with it. But you see shit like this on the Canadian stuff all the time, and that's why a lot of companies don't even bother anymore. They just go right to NASDAQ or right to the pink sheets in the US or something. Like why bother with this stupid Canadian exchange where can't really raise that much money anyway. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it is what it is. The way, like, just looking more like doing some whatever on the Canadian regulation. This is what happens when you leave every province up to themselves. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it's just nuts. But just on a quick other note, jumping back over to good old Crypto Star, 41% held by insiders. So insiders, anybody who's got a relationship with a company. So usually it's like a contractual relationship, or it's non-arm's length. So that's people who are consultants who work for it, family members of those people, but mostly held by insiders.
Their operating margin is minus 344%.
Yeah, their EBITDA is like, or their EBIT is like super low, mostly because they're just, and they're still working through
because they're setting up
their business model, right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they're still trying to migrate over.
He's setting up for 10 years.
Yeah, so you can see it's hammered all. Like their return on their assets and their equity is brutal. Like revenue growth brutal. Negative 3 million EBITDA, so it's not looking too good for him. But they just gotta we'll see if they can actually do anything. They've got so much money coming in right now.
Yeah.
On these placements, they should be able to pull something together.
I'm sure they'll do fine. Let it ride. See what happens. Who knows?
Oh yeah, let it ride.
Yeah.
It's good old crypto star. That was a good find. I will that was a really good find. It's a funny company too.
Yeah.
Real quirky one.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, all these things are out there, and that's what's the entertaining thing about buying penny stocks, because this is all this is. This is just penny stock, whatever. Maybe it's gonna pump, maybe it's gonna not. But I mean, it's a fun way to gamble. Like, you know what I mean? Some people like sports betting. I don't know. I found this way more interesting, myself. But yeah, it is what it is. Well, Bev, what else do we got on the dock right now?
Well, I figured we jump down to the U.S. because this was kind of interesting that Rush Limbaugh died, which was a big one. Because Rush Limbaugh, for anyone who's not familiar, he's like a radio, basically a big conservative radio host in the U.S. Has a really big audience. He's been on the air for decades, really long time. A lot of people swear by him, and he kind of is in a lot of ways described as one of the people who set the stage for Donald Trump, and kind of that populist, that right-wing populist. Mind you, populism can be left or right, but in this particular case, was that right-wing populism, and he was really one of the factors that helped it grow.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know much about it. Just period. The only thing I know about it is the hilarious memes that are coming out of it. The old Quentin Quarantino. I don't know if you guys ever follow that guy. It's pretty funny. It's just like this quarantine meme account. Anyways, in honor of this dude's death, he opened up a $10,000 fundraiser for Planned Parenthood because he was a very, very, very vocal pro-lifer. And within a week, they raised $1 million.
Oh wow! Yeah, this guy, he's like
funny.
the nightmare for the left wing progressive, AOC type. This is her living nightmare. This guy, basically.
Yeah. He's everything.
Well, he's not living anymore, bud.
Yeah. That's what everybody's. I was just skimming through some comments, and most of them would be the Wicked Witch is dead type stuff.
I don't know, man. He's doing what he had to do to make money. He is who he is. I can't knock him for that. He did what he did. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I have not been on first name basis with the president of the United States or a prime minister up here in Canada.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but no, I'm kidding.
You're what? You and old Donnie go way back? Oh man. But yeah, man.
It's funny how much influence these people have.
Yeah.
This guy, huge audience. People are listening to him every week. And I think people have to remember too. It's this is the reality of a lot of people, especially in America, right? What this guy was speaking about and his beliefs is so reflective of so many people in the U.S. and a lot of people are just horrified by it. It's especially take the abortion issue. That's a great one, right?
Yep.
Some people just do not believe it, and other people are horrified by the fact that these people have a different belief. But the bottom line is that's their own set of beliefs. You can't. I don't think it's fair to hold that against them just because you don't agree with it, right?
No, whatever you stand, pro-life, pro-choice, we won't get into it, but definitely we have some close friends that have very different views to myself on those aspects, and still get along, still friends, but what do you do? I'm not going to, I said what I think, he said what he thought. Yeah. Great. Move on. Don't really care anymore.
There's not enough of that now, though, right? That's the problem. Is it's everybody's, especially in the States, so fucking polarized. All you see is people canceling their family members, and I don't talk to this friend or that over their political decisions. It's holy fuck, man. There's more to life, really. It's crazy. You're missing out on the experience of having someone in your life because you want to be a baby about it on Facebook. But 2021, folks, here we are.
I don't know. Like,
I've been using the line like I described it, like I've been like I tell some people who I know very closely who are who get very polarized, very emotional about this stuff. It's like the sooner you come to the realization that your opinion doesn't matter and it's worthless. As soon as you understand that, you're fully cognizant of it, you will be a happier person. And you won't get into these, you won't be getting upset over shit that other people believe that you can't control. The sooner you understand that, the better you'll be.
Yeah, like I'll have debates with the boys about stuff, but like when it comes to like outward in society with people, like the furthest it'll go is like I might say what I think, and that's about it. And most times it doesn't even go there because there's no point. You know what I mean? But like if you're going out there really believing that you're gonna go change people's minds and win them to your side and shit, like you're fucking wasting so much energy, man. Like it's just exactly what you said.
Time.
No one gives a fuck. So the very most you can do is say, hey, yeah, well, I think blah 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 blah, and then just put it out there and fucking move along, right? Like most people don't even want to do that, and I don't blame them. In a lot of situations, I don't either.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
What else? Is there any other big things that old Rush Limbaugh did? Like, I just want to know. Like, I'm curious. Like, I want to know more about this dude.
I don't know. Like, he's a big name.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was really anything like
more than
he just had. Like, he had a platform before a lot of other, especially before like modern, before internet, right?
Yeah.
Like he was basically, he's like your what do they call him in the U.S. evangelist type guy. Like I'm sure they freaking love.
Well, like I remember him. The only reason like when I first started hearing the name was when he was in this documentary that I watched on like the opioid like epidemic in the States and like OxyContin, and he was advertising for OxyContin. I think it was him. Like I make that association or whatever, but that's the first time that name popped in my head, and then you start hearing it more and more.
Well, there's his views there. If you saw if you scroll up, it's
God,
all you can only imagine. Minorities, sexual consent. There's some stuff about the AIDS epidemic. Like, yeah, he was pretty much just saying whatever crazy shit people didn't want to hear. And I mean, you know what? It's a smart way to get people to listen to you. There's people who will just hate listen to you at that point, right? But like, anyone knows, like, you're getting paid whether they hate you or love you, as long as they're listening, right? So I think that's what people don't understand about these guys is I'm sure he believed what he believed, but everyone's dialing it up a little bit on the radio or on TV because they want that paycheck, man.
Well, 100%, man. Like your job, like this is before YouTube, so your job is to get those views or those listens or whatever, and he fucking did a phenomenal job doing that. Oh man, do you guys ever think like who's a favorite like oh shit, what's that? Fuck, PewDiePie. You ever think like 50 years PewDiePie is going to be influencing the fucking elections in whatever country he fucking lives in? Is he still a famous YouTuber?
He was. I don't know.
He was. I don't know.
I think he got. I think he got. What do they call it? Like censored or whatever. Because he said he was doing like a video game stream of some game. And he said the N-word in it, like just because he got like killed or something, and he called the guy an N-word or something. And
what the fuck,
and
man?
so he
What
got
the fuck?
all kinds of shit for that. And then he's done some other stuff. Like he did he did another one where he paid these, like there's this service where you could pay people in like third world countries to do stuff for you or something. It's some weird thing like that.
It's called slavery.
He paid these guys.
Fuck.
He paid
What
these.
the fuck?
I can't remember what it was. Shit. Let me.
I think it's is it Fiverr, the one where you just pay $5 and people do whatever?
Oh, okay. Well,
It might have been, yeah, because he paid these dudes who were in like I don't know, like India or something, and he paid them to do like some Nazi thing or something, or put some pro-Nazi
My
thing,
God,
yeah, and then
man.
on video. And he's like, "There's no way these guys will do it," because he can't pay him like $20 or something. He's like, "No way they're gonna do it," and they did it. And so he showed it on his channel or whatever how crazy it was, and then he got a bunch of shit for that. So he's like, I think he's kind of at the same time though, I don't know if his audience really gives a shit because it's all like Gen Z or whatever who are just playing video games and fucking around.
like I just remember like him from being the most watched YouTuber. Like he's like the most subscribed YouTuber, however long ago, I have no idea. And I'm like, I'm going to check out some of his videos, and it was him playing fucking video games. And like, I don't give a shit about this at all. Like next or whatever. But he's the richest YouTube guy or whatever at the time. But how I just don't understand, like, how the fuck, like, he has to have like a whole team around him editing his videos, like writing scripts or whatever the hell his videos are. How did no one say like, hey, this is a bad idea, man? Like, maybe we shouldn't publish this. Like, he looked at that and said, you know what, this is a good idea, I'm gonna put it out there.
You guys ever want to see some crazy shit? You go to the website Social Blade, and you can type in like any like influencer, YouTuber, whatever person, and it tells you like their estimated income from their different channels and stuff. And it's fucked how much money some of these people are making. It's fucking unreal. It'll break it all down there. It gives them a grade and stuff, but it gives you like an average monthly, average yearly earnings. Like he was probably making more than that in his prime when he was really high up there, but some of these guys are just crushing.
So this is his YouTube earnings estimated
off of views, yeah.
Just views.
This is not. Wait, so this is not even including like any brand deals or anything that these guys do, right? Because they do the independent sponsorships inside their videos and stuff too.
So I don't get how that works. Like, because you see it's estimated total from like 550K to 8.7 million. Like, that's a huge spread.
Well, because it varies depending on length of video and how many ads are in it and things like that too. So
dude,
you can't really give the same average for every video. So it's somewhere in there, but the truth is usually somewhere in the middle.
So for our viewers, you can see what Bev has up on the screen. For our listeners, if you guys are looking for a good comedian / weird travel show, Bald and Bankrupt, highly recommend.
He's right now, I would say, and for that honestly past few years, he is one of the my top YouTube channels. Highly recommended. PewDiePie, just while we're on the topic, it's his favorite channel too.
No way.
Oh yeah. He put a video out. I guess they asked him about it. They're like, "What's your favorite YouTube channel?" He's like, "Oh, Bald and Bankrupt." This guy's just goes to ex-Soviet countries and fucks with everybody. It's great.
It is great videos. Highly recommend. Like, just look it up. Man, he's doing good. Like, I wonder where he is.
I was gonna say his estimated yearly earnings is between 90,000 and 1.4 million. Yeah. You think he'd be staying in some slightly nicer hotels than the fucking
I don't want to see that shit. I want to see him staying in a hotel that costs 11 euros. Like that. That's exactly what I want to see every time.
He's making probably like 500K minimum there based on that range, right? So he's doing all right for sure, saving his euros.
Oh man, well, like, I remember watching one of his videos. It had to have been in 2020. But the fucking guy caught COVID in Belarus. Like, so he went to Belarus.
Oh, this is that guy. I remember you guys.
This is that guy. Yeah, this is that guy. So he goes to Belarus because it's the only country that, they're whatever the leader or whatever said, like, oh, just drink vodka, it'll be fine. Like, it's not a big deal. So he goes there. Surprise, catches COVID and spends a fucking month in Belarus hospital.
Yeah, I think we talked about this on the cast. I think I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, so this is that guy. He's highly recommend if you guys are looking for something to.
There's a one fucking video. I remember a few years ago. Maybe it's not a thing anymore. It was like this kid opening toys, and they made like $24 million in 1 year off YouTube. And this kid's like 5, and it's just his parents videotaping him opening toys, and he's just like not even doing anything exciting. It's fucking crazy, man, what people watch. But you know what? They underestimate kids. That's the thing, is they don't realize people hand their kids like tablets and shit, and the kid just sits on YouTube for hours, and the videos just play, and they just sit there and watch them. And the kids don't even know how to skip ads, so they watch all the ads, they watch all the whole length of the video, and like there's people's kids who just have these fucking things going nonstop, right? Oh, Pokemon. Oh, I'll click that one. Like, fuck, they don't like. You think about like you try and figure out how some of these channels get these views, and it's like if you can appeal to kids at all, man, like. Fuck, you're set. It's crazy. Just a quick little sidebar on the YouTube shit before we move on. You guys ever see those videos? Like, you ever like look for like a review on a product, and you click on the video, and it's literally just pictures of the product in a slideshow with like a robot voice, and it's like apparently it's So apparently it's like these Chinese like bot computer systems these dudes made that just like make these review videos, and all they do is just source information, and it's basically a Google search being read out to you. The top 20 drills of 2021, and it just shows a picture, and it's like it reads the description off the website and then goes to the next one. It's all just based on like Amazon results or whatever, but they auto make these videos. Like no one's making them. This fucking bot makes them and posts them, and then they get thousands and hundreds and millions of fucking views on them because like it's for something popular. It's so fucking strange. You learn like nothing from these videos, but I was trying to figure out what the fuck was the deal with them, and then I was talking to somebody, they're like, yeah, apparently like there's these bot programs, and these dudes in China just figured out how to like make these videos, and they have these YouTube channels just making passive fucking income
Genius.
from them. Yeah.
Genius. Like genius.
Wow.
Like
Smart. Yeah, for sure.
Bravo. Like clearly
Somebody's dad is probably watching that, right? Who doesn't really understand the internet. Like my dad would probably click that and be like, "Ooh, cool drills."
Well, both you guys watched those videos, so they won. You know what I mean? They got their 1/16 of a penny off you guys for that view or whatever. Yeah. But man, like, good for them. Like, clearly, everyone should and already does subscribe to our social media. And as you can see, we are clearly social media experts.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I will tell you one short story about my time as a YouTuber, which was short lived, but I got like 600 or 700 subscribers. I was getting decent views. I had some videos that had a couple 100,000 views on them, and I made my first payout ever, because you can only take out after $100. That's when you're allowed to actually issue the check and get the money from YouTube. My AdSense revenue off of, I think, a total of like 600,000 views was like $111 or $112 or something. So it takes a lot. But hey, you know what? You have a
YouTuber.
successful channel though, where you're getting millions of views per day. If you're even generating $500 a day every day for a year, no weekends off, it's fucking YouTube. That's fucking good money, man. Like, so hey, these guys figured something out for sure.
Yeah, man. $100,000 a year isn't it like $270 a day? That's what the meme thing that you see all the time. Like, it's wild to see those. I don't know. Like, we all have our YouTubers that we love to watch. Like, I love like Hoovie's Garage. It's a great YouTube channel.
Yep.
Guy buys he started buying shitty cars and then doing car reviews on them and then bringing them to his mechanic and fucking whatever, fixing them up kind of, and then selling them eventually, or just hoarding them. Now he's successful, and so he's getting into nicer cars, and I just don't watch it as much. But I mean, like, he's finally successful. I love it. Love his contact. Love to see his rise over the past 3 years. But this was just some dude, this car salesman who sold his used car lot, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to make some car YouTube videos because I still like buying cars and I still want to collect cars.
Yeah, you guys ever see Rich Rebuilds It? It's like this black dude who works on cars, and he you can go back to his old videos. He started from like nothing basically, but he's got a huge following now. I think he's like at 1 million subscribers, or at least a few 100,000. Like, he's got a good channel. And right now he's rebuilding a Tesla Model S that was in a crash, but he's putting a gas engine into it. So he's making a fucking gas Tesla. Yeah, Rich Rebuilds. That dude right there. Yeah, 1 million subscribers, 1.7.
I've seen this guy,
yeah, so he's doing this Tesla rebuild right now. So that's like, people were telling him he couldn't fit the V8 in the Tesla, and there's his buddy drinking fucking V8 in the preview there, and it's just like him at his garage at his house and shit, and he just fucks around, and he's it's fucking entertaining as shit though. Like, it's great because he just does dumb shit with cars, right? Like, shit that you and buddies would do if you just had time and money to waste on cars, right? Like, that'll be hilarious. Imagine pulling up beside a Tesla and you hear like an exhaust sound coming out the back of it. Like, what the fuck?
Well, then there's this guy. The video below it is Hellcat on horse and buggy wheels.
Oh
goes
my
to
God.
town and does
7
burn.
million views.
I'm gonna watch this later. I'm gonna save this.
Yeah. That's a post podcast celebration
that
video right there. Yeah, I think we got one more like legitimate story here too, right?
Yeah, well, this is a COVID one, so it's just U.S. is outpacing Canada's COVID-19 vaccine rollout, but experts say it's not a model of success. I don't know. I think it's pretty well. I mean, whole thing with this, there's a couple facts. Sorry, go ahead.
Which one is not a model of success? Like the U.S.'s, or?
I think they're saying the Canadian one isn't a model. Maybe let's see if we can find the quote.
Like,
here.
I know both of them are. Like, because I know, like, in the news today, the U.S. vaccinated more people yesterday than Canada did up until today. which is insane.
They better though. They have so many
Yeah.
more people, right? Like that's the part that people keep
Well,
forgetting
yeah.
when they make these
Yeah,
comparisons.
they have 10 times the amount of people as we do, but they also have first dibs on those vaccines. They paid for them. Like, I mean, they should get first dibs. Like, if you were the ones putting like the billions of dollars forward, like saying you're going to make this fucking drug for us, and then we get first dibs. Okay. Like, them's the rules. Yeah.
Well, we're
like
still like we're still fucking attached to them, and we're still their biggest trading partners. So like, what do people think's gonna happen? Like, yeah, we want them to fucking hammer through it because guess who's next, boys?
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah. At 12, they vaccinated 12% of their population already. That's impressive. Fuck.
So that line they were saying, is this doctor in South Carolina was saying that it's been impressive speed, but it has its faults.
Of course.
It's mostly around like who the priority lists are, but yeah, it's gonna happen, right? Everybody's doing it their own. States have like their own leeway, right? So everybody's gonna do it differently. But generally speaking, I mean, they're doing a great job on it.
Man,
based on that
1.7 million a day. Like that's really impressive. And Trump, I don't know. I don't have cable news or anything like that. But if Trump's not getting the credit for that and his administration, like people are fucking
there's
insane.
no way. There's no way they're gonna get
they
to it.
won't, no.
I doubt they
Because
are.
Biden hasn't done shit. That's the joke of it. Like Biden hasn't done shit, and Trump laid out all of this framework for this distribute. Like his administration set it all up. Like this is all due to him. But of course they'll turn around and say, "Oh, Biden did such a great job," but Biden still doesn't know. Like he thinks it's November 8th. You know, like it's a joke.
Yeah, well, that's like the next leadership of Canada that's not liberal. Everyone's gonna turn around when we're still in debt from COVID and be like, "Oh, fucking conservatives fucked it all up. We want Trudeau back and shit." Right? Like it's always that like just passing of the shit baton. It's so funny.
Well, it's inevitable. Like interest rates are going to rise from the fucking nothingness that they are right now, and like government spending is going to have to slow down and scale back a bit. So we're fucked. But obviously, it's going to happen. Like you spent $1 trillion or whatever the hell I have no idea what Canada spent.
Did it kind of feel inevitable though? Like we had been getting warnings of this shit for the last like 5-6 years, like pretty heavily, and even longer before that. So it seemed like it just needed something to trigger it too,
like
right?
COVID or like
no, like just
extreme government spending. Like so, most years in Canada,
like economic depression and recession and shit.
Yeah, but if like those, like it's always cyclical and it's always going to happen. And like the last one happened in 2015 where we were in like a little recession there, like for those 6 months or whatever. But we've never seen the amount of government spending and printing of money that we've seen like right now.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that it's not way worse. I'm just saying it's compounded by the fact that it was already looming, right? And then this just accelerated it and also made it exponentially worse.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Not an economist. I'm assuming we're not even at the peak yet with.
Oh no. Yeah, this is not. The other shoe has long from dropped, my friend. Like we're gonna get fucked in the ass for a while.
But
Open up, boys.
History repeats itself, and Great Depression was 1929, 28, 29. I don't know. We're 21. I'm hoping that it's just a couple. I'm hoping that it's wrong and it doesn't repeat itself, and there's not like a 3-year depression or anything like that, like it was before. But I mean,
no, but we got Dogecoin. We're fine.
We're fine.
They didn't have Dogecoin back then. We've evolved. Oh fuck! You look at some of the shit from the 2018, the 1918 Spanish flu shit, and it's funny that with all the technology and all the know-how and all the shit that we are literally repeating a lot of the same things. It's pretty funny, and I stand corrected on my thoughts that we would have done better than them, but no, we're just fucking it up at a larger scale with more technology. We're just doing it with phones in our pockets.
Yeah, we're spending way more money doing it.
Oh yeah. We're that too, but lesson not learned. Thanks, humanity.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh man. Well, on that note, everyone.
Grim note.
Oh, Bev, I think we got one more website that we need to check out here tonight. For our YouTube viewers, it's a pretty good looking one, and for our listeners, I think you'll recognize it here. It's qualitypiles.com. Ooh, look at this one.
The one.
Look at this sucker right here. Ooh, You got some T-shirts. You got some a men's long sleeve shirt on feature this week.
And these are limited edition shirts. You need to get them as soon as possible, or you're going to be buying them on eBay for $79.95, sold by Old Bev. So get yourself over to the website, $24.99. Get yourself this nice, very stylish,
Canadian
very comfortable
too.
Canadian long sleeve shirt. $24.99, comes in various colors.
Collect them all, like Pokemans.
Collect them all. You gotta get one of each.
Actually, that maroon one looks
all different
slick. I like
sizes.
that. It's quality pile right there.
Like even me,
You got your 5XL. You could use this as a comforter in your bed.
You could wear it while
actually.
you
have a
finish your
quality
fucking
pile
shed,
comforter.
right? Little inside joke
man.
there. Fuck.
Yeah.
I like this one here. The unisex short sleeve. No, on the other side there, the small logo.
Yeah.
Of course, I like that it's unisex because this is 2020 and Quality Piles is all about t-shirt equality. So that's my favorite part about it.
And we're gonna be getting some new merch. We're gonna get our first clever T-shirt saying in the next
week
or two here.
It'll be on our website when this cast goes live. So go check it out and see what we got, and let us know in the comments. You know, who knows? Even sign up for the newsletter. Send us a stupid email, whatever you want to do. We will be checking it, and we do respond to all emails that we do get.
So far,
Every
we've
single
responded to
one.
all of them. Oh, fuck.
Oh man. On that note, thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you guys again soon.